Hi, welcome to Caribou Country Lifestyle. My name is Cheryl. Today I'm just going to do a quick little tour of the garden. We've added a couple of things into the garden. I had still so many tomato plants left over. So then my husband said, well, why don't you just put some into some pots and you can put them in your garden instead of just throwing them away. Decided to start on a different side of the garden. So over here, look at all these little tomato flowers. These are my Manitoba tomatoes. This one has lots of flowers on it. This one, not yet. And then these tomatoes here, we have the Valencia tomatoes. In front of the Valencia tomatoes, these are the Danver half-long carrots. And I need to do a little bit of thinning out on these. And behind that, that is the fennel. And it's looking really good. Here are one of the tomatoes that I ended up putting into a pot. This way, because it does need to be staked, if it gets up higher than my tomato cage, then I will just start staking it to my panel on this side of the fence. If we come over on this side, these are the bull's blood beets. And they're coming along nicely. If we come over to this side in the front, this is the purple sprouting broccoli. And then I did plant some more Chinese toi choy, and it is starting to come up. Beside it, I also planted some more of the bull's blood beets. I had a little bit of seed left, so I ended up planting the rest of those. And I have a couple of little sprouts coming in along that side. These Chinese toi choy won't last long, so they won't impede on the tomato plants or on the beets. I'll be picking them before I ever even think about picking tomatoes and beets. These tomato plants are the Aunt Ruby's German Green, one of my favorites. I've already clipped out the suckers and I have pruned the bottom branches off of my tomatoes to give it more airflow. Beside that is the Oxheart tomatoes, have lots of little flowers developing on this one. And then we have the kale. And this one here is the dwarf green curled kale. Behind that, this is rutabagas coming in. And I've been thinning them out because you want them to be about 4 to 6 inches in between each of the plants. Over here, this is the Daikon radish. I want to pick one of these and see where we're at with this. Pick one of these. Nope, definitely not ready. I noticed that it was starting to go to seed, so I was kind of wondering if they were ready to be picked, but definitely not, so not ready. In front of the Daikon radish, I have my annual green bunching onions. Then over here, these are the cylindro beets. Then I have a couple of morning glories. In the back here, we got some scorched spinach. It's been pretty hot this last little bit. So this one here is the country, what one is that? The countryside spinach and the Bloomsdale spinach. Then if we come over on this side, this is the Goldfinger carrots, Carnival blend peppers, and we have flowers starting to form on them. Then over here we have arugula, and I have picked some arugula. Then we have the Chinese cabbage. the Chinese gold cabbage. These are the shallots. And then on this side is the purple Vienna kohlrabi, and it's doing really good. Behind that, I have a couple of the pickling cucumbers. Those two I bought, and then I plugged some seeds in here, and I have one there and one over on this side as well coming up. So that's exciting. This is the garlic, and I have garlic scapes. So I'm going to have to pick those and chop them up. My bleeding heart is almost at the end of the flowering stage, but the borage is just about to flower. And I have buds all over my Asiatic lilies. So that's awesome. Here we have some more fennel. These tomatoes here are the old German tomatoes. This one I'm going to have to tie up here. It's starting to get lopsided. So we'll have to tie that up. I ended up tying up my sun gold cherry tomatoes. Lots of flowers forming on those. And then in the front here is my basil. On this side over here, this is the celery, and it's doing really good. Then this is the sunspot sunflowers coming in, and then my leeks in behind. And here are my cucumbers that I planted by seed, and I have 5 that I ended up keeping to grow along this panel. In front of this is the jalapeno peppers, and we don't have any flower buds on these yet, but they're doing pretty good. And on this side we have the celeriac, where it's the root you want to be focusing on for that plant. Then over here we have the Scarlet Nantes carrots. Some more leeks. Then we have the Crosby beets over here. And then up against this panel we have the Flying Saucer, and these are Morning Glories. And they're starting to vine their way up the panel as well. I've got a couple of them vining their way up the panel, so that's exactly what they were supposed to be doing. Okay, we'll come over here. Swiss chard is coming along nicely. Then this was where the other Chinese Toi Choy was, and I pulled most of it, and then I plugged in some broccoli and some cauliflower, and we'll just wait and see how that goes. I did plant some radishes. These are more French breakfast radishes, and they're starting to come in. Under this little plastic dome, that's my eggplants. They were affected by those bugs, but they seem to have recovered. These beets are baby beets, and then these tomatoes are Amish paste tomatoes, not quite tall enough to be tying it up to the panel as of yet. And on this side, these are the Carnival Blend tomatoes, which is from the Brandywine family. Over on this bed, these beets here are the Early Wonder beets that I have. Under this, these are the King of the North peppers, and I do have some flowers and buds. And then these carrots here are the Bilbo carrots. This is a new one to me. And then these tomatoes are the Brandywine Red. And I've got some nice buds on this side. That's one of those little bugs. I just seen it. Huh. I thought I hadn't seen any, but I just seen some. on the just that one Brandywine. And then these two over here, they are the Celebrity tomatoes. In the front is the Hikari salad turnips. Then we have the Butter Crunch lettuce. I'll have to thin that out again because I want them about 6 inches apart. In behind those, we actually have our sweet peas starting to come up. I have 2 there, another one, and another one. I got 5 sweet peas so far. Then I had planted some romaine. It was the red romaine there, and it didn't come up. So I ended up planting the Koss romaine, and it is coming up. I think I'm going to have to get rid of those red romaine seeds. Here we have the radishes. In the front is the sparkler white tip. Then we have the early, what's this one? Early scarlet radish. And in the back is the French breakfast radish. Just want you to... That's one of the new laying hens. It's one of the brave ones. It's come out, but that barred rock is getting after it. I wish more would come out. I have 11, and that's the only one that's coming out. We've decided to let them come out and be with the other chickens, and it's the bravest one so far. Okay, back to the tour. Here we have nasturtiums in the front. In behind we have some sunflowers, and then we have these little gladiola sprouts. I have 8 gladiola sprouts now. These were 2-year-old bulbs, and I decided to plant them and see what happens. Oh, I have another one. It's coming up right there. So that gives me 9 glads that are coming up from these 2-year-old bulbs. This is another one of the China Gold cabbage. More sunflowers. Got some really nice dill coming up. Then we have my gold zucchinis. Some more of the glads coming up. Okay, here, these are the San Marzano tomatoes on this side, and then on this side are the New Girl tomatoes. In front, I planted Golden Detroit beets, and then this is my prize head lettuce that's coming up here. And then these are the Cherry Bell radishes coming up over here. Here we have in this pot, that's a New Girl tomato. In this corner, that's the San Marzano tomato. And then if we come over to this side, this is the Brandywine red, and I have 2 more over here. I'm gonna have to water everything tonight. I have a Celebrity on this side, and on this side, what is this? Another Brandywine red. Pot's coming in strong. It's looking really good now because the deer can't get to it. I love this Calibrachoa. That is so pretty because it's a double bloom, a double blooming Calibrachoa. I love that. And this one is called the Double Smokin' Berries. And if we come over to this one, it's pretty fantastic too. I love those colors. And that's the Frisky Orange Petunia. This one's looking really good too over on this pot. This is the no dig beds. There are my leeks. The rest of my leeks I planted over here. Then then which is this? Oh, this is the cauliflower. And I have 6 cauliflower plants coming in on this side. And they're looking really good. And then these are the cabbage on this side. That was the amazing cauliflower, and these are the stonehead cabbage. That's my butternut squash, another butternut squash. That is a sunflower. This is my green zucchini. I only have 1 sprout come up so far. We'll have to wait and see. One of the spaghetti squashes, I have to water this bed too. The kabocha squash. My other spaghetti squash. This is the buttercup squash. And then my stinking cat keeps coming in here. So we have Walla Walla onions, Fortress onions, and Prince onions as well. Here are the Christina potatoes. They're coming along nicely now. Looking good. And here are my sweet potatoes. I ended up putting in some extra sweet potato sprouts, and they seem to be doing very well. I have a couple more that I think I'm going to have to pull out. I got 1 there and 1 there, so that just leaves me with 5 plants, because that one on the end's not looking very great. So I have 5 sweet potato plants that seem to be doing okay. Well, our meat birds are gone. We processed all of our meat birds today, and we ended up processing 14. 5 went to my friend because she helped process them with us today. So we ended up with 9, and the weights averaged from 6 pounds and better to over 8 pounds, like 8 pounds, 4 ounces, in around there. So we still have our laying hens, but they're teenagers now. But they're not very brave teenagers. Like, look at them all. They just don't want, I'm going to open up this other side. They don't want to go out there. You got to go out there. I know. You better go out. Don't be such chickens. Okay, here on the deck, got our pots. I'm going to be planting my rosemary out in my round circular bed today too. So here we have the cream sausage tomatoes in these pots. And then in those 2 pots, that's the mystery Roma with my mint. But look at this. Isn't that spectacular? These are called Moonstruck petunias. Those are amazing. And then my citronella scented geranium, pretty amazing too. This is persimmon petunias, blackberry jam petunias. These ones haven't had very many blooms on them, but they are the Priscilla petunias as well. And these verbena are so pretty, but I've been deadheading them because of the spent blooms. You just deadhead it like that, and then it will produce more blooms, just like that one is. Here we have the Felher Ozen. And this is the paprika peppers. This is the Alma paprika peppers. They all have flowers on them. And then this last one is the Lute Shower paprika peppers. So glad to get those meat birds processed. They were almost 9 weeks. No, they were all, no, they were 9 weeks. And some of them were like more than 8 pounds, but some of them were only 6 pounds. So it just depended who got to the food first and who stayed the longest, I guess. So it was good to get those meat birds processed and put in the freezer. Also, I have to do a bunch of watering too. So thanks for joining me on my little bit of a tour, and we'll see you the next time. Bye for now.